Welcome to Cepheus Galaxy. This is a subsector generator that works in your browser. It's not on a website on some distant platform. It actually sits on your machine. So basically you buy the product, you download it, you unzip a zip file. Inside there is a web page. You double click it and it loads up in your browser, as you can see here, Cepheus Galaxy. Now, this uses the Cepheus Engine role-playing systems method for designing subsectors. There are a few changes from the official canon. So, as it says here, this is based on Jason Kemp's subsector generation rules. But I've added in some slight tweaks, such as how names are generated and how the spaceship encounter table is built up for each of the planets. So there are some slight variations from canon, but if you're familiar with the Cepheus engine, then you should get on fine with this. So let's have a look over what you actually get in this product. So as I say, it's this web page, which you can see is actually running off my C drive. So as I said, no web server required. So here's the map of the subsector. You can see that amber zones and red zones are indicated, and standard zones are indicated here by just the letter O. Bases are indicated on the map as well. Over here, the red and the amber is indicated in the columns of data. So this is all the data for the different planets. So a lot of columns here, but if you hover the mouse over a column, it tells you what that column represents. Hopefully the letters at the top of the column will help you remember. So H for hydrographics. Over here, we've actually got gas giants as well. And the final column here is asteroid belts. So it's all the familiar stuff that you're used to seeing with a subsector. Now, at the top here, you've got 0 and 0. This is the, I suppose we can call it a galactic coordinate or subsector, or coordinate for the subsector. So let's say I want to move north and go up one subsector and see what's up above it. So I type a 1 into the, I've put it in the wrong column because I'm a fool, put a 1 into Y, which means up, and click jump. And now it's displaying the next subsector. These subsectors are persistent. So if I change this back to 0 and go back to the central hub of the galaxy, it's showing you the same data. So whichever coordinates you put in, it remembers where you were. So you can even go south, as it were, and put in a negative number and it will jump there. We can type 0, go back. So you can jump around to the different subsectors and it generates all the numbers for you. Over here, if you don't want to actually physically type the numbers in here, you can just move left, right, up or down. And that's basically moving subsector by subsector. So if I move up, I've gone to the Y1, which I showed you before, and I can just keep going. And I can go right, I can go left, go down. It's, for all intents and purposes, it's an infinite list. If I click home, that takes me back to the 0, 0 coordinates. So you see we've got 3 and 4 here. So if I click home, we've gone back to galactic hub, as it were, 0, 0. 0, 0 coordinate isn't actually meaningful. It's just more numbers. It isn't the center of the galaxy, but it's up to you how you want to interpret it. If I hover my mouse over the name of one of the systems, you can see it pops up with a summary of that information that's in the numbers. So it's written out in English, and there's also a spaceship encounters table in there. And again, that's slightly altered from the Cepheus engine rules themselves. So I've added some of my own tweaks in there for personal preferences. If you go over to the notes column, this opens up the galactic data for that planet, and you can edit this. So I don't know, let's just be really silly, let's just put pants in front of it, click save, and now that will permanently say the word pants in it. So if you go over and I can't remember which planet it was now, there it is, it remembers the alterations you've made. There is some caveats with that, however. If you move where on your hard disk this file is stored, those changes will be lost. It's using a feature of the browser to record the information changes you make. So if you alter it, again, it uses that browser feature, but that is linked to where the file is on your hard disk. So you're going to want to keep that in the same place. Also, if the file changes, if at a later date I issue an update to this file and you download it and replace that file, it will likely lose those personal changes you've made. So basically you want to keep it safe, not move it, just keep it in that one location to retain that data. One last feature I want to show is if you, in this case, I just right click and use the browser's print button. It loads a preview and you show it will print black on white rather than, as I've got here, green on black. So you'll save your printer ink and it gives you all the basic information for the subsector. And of course, if rather than print it out, you save as a PDF, effectively printing to a PDF file, then you can share that subsector with your friends or the people around the table quite easily. So there you go. That's the Cepheus Galaxy. Cepheus Galaxy is available on drivethrurpg.com.